Hello guys, so I just wanted to give my opinion on patch 12.12. Q mana cost 70-30 from 70 to 30 to 50. That's an insane buff. Our damage is significantly higher, so it means lane Amumu support is back actually. Maybe even some top lane Amumu will be on the play. This is actually some insane buffs, okay. Annie, they buff back her Q because she's right now kinda useless. The burst HP is a bit higher, it doesn't really matter all that much, and the resistances are a tiny bit higher later on, so she gets a tiny bit more damage on her Q and the burst is a bit more resistant. The Q damage maybe matters if you get, let's say, like 2 rotations of Qs off, which you can do if you have enough cooldown, but in general the T-burst buffs are just scope. Blitzcrank Q damage is a bit higher, then again usually you're gonna use it once a fight. Yeah, 15 more damage, then R deals more, so in general you will deal like 30 more damage, 30, 40 more damage, then so a tiny bit more damage because of the durability changes itself, which affect kinda badly Blitzcrank I assume. Passive health costs from 23 to 20%, maybe they are connected with the durability changes, the mana cost is lower, E-shield is higher, Daisy base HP is higher, and it scales to higher level, then the Daisy resistances are significantly higher as well. But, I mean, not significantly, by 5 and 10. Uh, I do assume the shield buffs are decent later on, and this makes him a bit more healthy early on, less invadable possibly. Jarvan mana per level gets a bit more, and the passive cooldown gets oh, it actually matters a lot later on, because having his passive every 3 seconds means you have way more DPS than before, so that means something. Yorick Mistwalkers are having more HP by a flat amount, by 10 early on, and by like how much? 50, like 27 and 5% more HP. So, and they have more speed, which matters a lot since they can swing in a bit more auto attacks, which eventually means more damage. Also, they are pushing waves faster when you send a wave of ghouls, so that does matter to some degree. But at the same time, it might be bad, the movement speed buff, because if the ghouls are walking too quickly, means they might go under tower before your own minions, so that sometimes can actually backfire. The maiden has more HP a bit by 50, that counts, and by 5%, so it's less killable, and the chase range is a bit higher. Uh-huh. I mean, why does it why is it written maiden should int less, but if the chase range is higher, then it means that he can chase for a longer distance, which means it's gonna int more actually if you E someone and they are under tower. Um, I'm not sure. Belvet, see Riot August for full list. So Mundo is getting nerfed. This is one of the shittiest champions. Now maybe after the durability changes and anti-heal nerf, maybe there is a ward where he's that strong, I'm not sure. But nobody really plays Mundo, and I don't know, maybe after the anti-heal nerfs and durability changes there is a ward where he's good. I actually don't know. Passive regen 1.2 to 8.5 to 1.16. So I think it's just connected with the durability changes themselves, but our base health, oh, it's actually kinda hurts. I mean, Mundo will be useless again. I'm gonna be real. Now Fiora finally gets nerfed. The reason for this nerf is that if Vayne gets nerfed, then Fiora should get nerfed as well, since Fiora is just the melee Vayne. Um, and the durability changes pushed her to a 55% win rate, since even against harder matchups it's easier to scale through the early game, which means as a good scaling champion that matters a lot for her. So they toned down her early damage by 1%, which means 4% for her ultimate, so her short rates are weaker, but I don't know, not gonna ruin the champion, honestly, just gonna make her a bit weaker. Janna is getting nerfed again, so she gets from 6 to from 12 to 10, so a bit less speed. Her slow is less than before. E-shield strength is weaker, which actually matters a lot early on. So she's gonna be a bit weaker apparently. Lucian's base AD is getting lowered and his Q damage is getting lowered because Nami and Lucian is such a potent combo, right? Or Lucian and then Sona or Lulu, right? Singed is getting nerfed. I mean, this champion always been the funny champion that nobody plays, right? From 60% to 50 to 70, but later on he gonna have more of that. Our base stats are lowered because of the durability changes, I do assume. Viego heal possession um, from 2.5 to 2 targets. Yeah, it's same thing. Durability changes, nerfs, like it's nerfed to the champion's percentage damage. V no longer instantly stats Viego. Oh, that's a nerf, but it sometimes it just doesn't matter. But I guess it's something. Um, W damage is a bit lower. I mean, the fast combo, the WE combo is a bit ruined, I guess, but it's not really a big deal. Her heal regen is a bit lower, and her heal regen growth is a bit lower, so she's more vulnerable to pokes. That means that her early game will be weaker. Then again, they're nerfing AP Zeri by a tiny bit, but I still feel like she will be definitely viable. Okay, champion adjustment. Katarina bonus AD ratio. So they're nerfing Divine Thunder AD Katarina. Uh, her E deals less damage by 10%, but the flat damage is higher. So 10% less on the passive, 10% less on the E, but it gets a flat buff. Bonus AD ratio 16 plus 12 per attack speed. So 16 plus 12 per 1.5 attack speed. So like the attack speed Kraken is not like necessarily bad, I assume, but like Divine is the usual thing. On hit ratio per daggers is higher a little bit. So it's gonna push her a tiny bit towards the AP build or the Kraken build. I still feel like it's worth to try Divine Thunderer Katarina after this patch. I'm not sure if this completely. I don't know if this completely ruins like AD Katarina, the Divine Thunderer path. I think it's worth to give it a try and see how it goes. Um, and I mean, I'm like it still could definitely work, but it's gonna be a bit weaker. I think it's something you have to test it out for yourself and see how it goes. But I feel like it still could be viable to go Divine. Shaco build paths. Okay, so Shaco is getting buffed, I hope, because this champion is useless. I'm gonna be real with you guys, this champion is useless. So armor growth is a bit higher, HP growth higher. Okay. QAD ratio is higher, yes. AP ratio is higher, so both AD and AP and tank Shaco gets buffed, let's say. EAP ratio is higher and the AD ratio. So this is gonna make the champion low-key good. 50% on Q, 3% on W if you go AP, so if you go AD 50% plus 5, this is really needed actually. So it will maybe feel like old Shaco where before durability changes, let's say, right? Now Yumi healing passive shield. So the passive shield is a bit higher early on, but later on a bit smaller. Then the base heal is same, but later on it's a tiny bit smaller. Then our healing is a bit lower early on, and later on it's way higher. No longer oh, this matters a lot actually. No longer removes grievous wounds. That's kind of bad. No longer removes the ignite grievous wounds. Now includes Finnish Codex, and Predator is getting nerfed. So from 45 to 25 to 50 per levels. I mean, how much speed do you get per levels though? It might be viable, but depends how much speed do you get per level. So the damage or the flat damage is a bit lower by 20, but later on it's gonna be higher. Also the AD ratio is a bit higher, and the AP ratio, the cooldown is way higher. I mean early on Predator sucks, then like early Predatorum suck, then later on it might be a tiny bit better. I feel like Predator is kinda dead because it used to be like on the early game snowball things, and now I don't know, honestly. I feel like it kinda kills the old Predator. even though they made it later on, it's gonna deal more damage. Um, I mean, it's just 5 percentage bonus AD and 5 percentage AP, so it's, I don't know, I feel like it's just kind of ruining the rune. I wouldn't recommend it, so that's my opinion about this patch. Now, this is still, I think, on PBE, which means everything is subject of change, of course. Um, I didn't even see this, the Heimerdinger one, what the hell? And the Seraphine one, how did I miss these things? What the fuck? So, ECD is 10 from 11 to 9, and the CC duration from 1.1 is, that's a good buff. 0 to 5 seconds are quite a lot for such a spammable ability, especially if you get cooldown. Um, Heimerdinger's turret health, or oh god, this will make him annoying. This will make Heimerdinger annoying, not gonna lie to you. And the CD is a bit lower on his E, huh?